You're also Canadian as well, right?
Yeah.
The funny thing is like, whenever the U.S. and China like were fighting each other,
Yep.
some Canadian dudes just get arrested.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely.
So you gotta be careful, bro. Like,
Yeah. Or is can
Or
be
it's just pure luck.
all is pure of luck. Exactly.
Making a successful podcast, sometimes, most of the time, it needs luck.
Absolutely.
Especially for people with no background, with no professional team. I will say 50% of consistency and 50% of luck that makes you really like explode in this field. And whether you have the luck or not, it doesn't matter. The point is you have fun. You will make money from it, but just how much you're making from it.
I agree. So I think the goal or like the milestone that you actually have to set that's realistic is
If
that
you finish this episode and edit it and upload it.
oh, that's a good one. I was actually thinking a bit further. It's like by I don't know, in 2 years you actually make up money that's enough to pay for this microphone that you just paid. That was like $500. Okay, if you can make $500 in 2 years, I think that I call that a success.
right. Okay.
Yep.
True. So what are we gonna talk about today? Well, we set the
Okay.
topic, right?
I think we chose a topic that we're gonna talk about Hong Kong, right? Because we're sitting here. Hong Kong is a place that we met. I think Hong Kong is a great representation of a really international city. And Rio actually does not live in Hong Kong, but he traveled all the way here just so that we can sit and talk.
Yeah.
He lived in Hong Kong for several years.
For
Yeah.
several years.
Yeah. So I think a little bit of background is like all three of us, none of us actually was born in Hong Kong,
Yeah.
right?
No,
We were not
you're
born in
from
Hong Kong.
Shanghai.
Yeah, and then we all just started living in Hong Kong. I don't know, like how many years ago? Like 7, 8, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So we kind of all moved to Hong Kong when we were in our I don't know 20th-ish. Started our work here, you know, like come from a completely different background, and then now we have our kind of. I mean, I have a lot of friends here, right? Like my life is kind of here now, right? Real like you lived in Hong Kong for several years, and then you recently just moved back to Guangzhou, but you still have a huge network here. You still, I guess, you still consider Hong Kong a very kind of important part of your life, right?
Yeah.
So I guess something that's worth sharing is like from our perspective, someone who was not really born and raised here, but have spent substantial amount of time in the city, that has some understanding of the city, to share like how we feel about the city.
Yeah. I think let's give this a little bit layer, okay?
Sounds good.
So I think we really should start telling people what's our name.
Absolutely.
I did it already.
Yeah,
It's your turn.
I think, okay. So, hello everyone. I'm your girl, Bobby Orr. So yeah, I think I moved to Hong Kong when I was 18 for university. Then I graduated.
Oh,
Then I joined a company where I met Yuchi and Rio. So I think Hong Kong is something that links us together. But the second thing is our company. Your ex-company.
my ex-company, you're
Can
still
we-
there. You're still there.
Can we say the name here?
I don't want to
Okay.
leave anything out. It's a lot of
Our company, M. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
that's my background and my name.
So how long have you been in Hong Kong now?
10 years.
10 years. Damn.
Yeah, this is the 10th year.
10th year. That's a long time.
Yeah. It's like 1/3 of my life. I live.
1/3 of your life.
Yeah. Guess how old I am.
Well, you already said it. That's not a very hard math to do. So. No,
Feels like
not.
somehow
You're
a lot of-
18, right? I heard 18.
Like, I study in the U.S. for a little bit, right? It's like somehow a lot of like my brother's classmates, they just end up working in Hong Kong here. I don't know, it's just like, cause like some sort of like gravitates with Hong Kong. That's it, like, it's like the upper class, the good city, the finance, to work here, to make money, end up here.
I think it's natural. I mean, Hong Kong is kind of international. It still has that quote-unquote Oriental mystery link to it. So for someone who only speaks English and they want to move to Asian city, Hong Kong is one of the first choice, I would say.
Yeah, wait, why did you specific like looking for job like seven years ago in Hong Kong or like?
Now, my condition is kind of different, right? So, by the way, I'm Yu Chi. So I already got a chance to properly introduce myself. So a little background was, I was actually raised in Shenzhen,
Yeah.
right? That's the city right next to Hong Kong, but it's part of mainland China, right?
Yeah.
So I went to Canada for 12 years, ever since high school. Worked there for a few years as well.
Stayed in Canada for 12 years.
12 years, yeah. So that's
Yeah.
high school. That's like grade 10 to, yeah. So high school, grade 10, all the way to university. And then when I graduated, I worked there for like around 3 years, something like that.
Was that Walmart?
That was the Walmart, yes.
Yeah.
That was the, well, it's the corporate Walmart, okay? I wasn't spending doing
Which
the
is
cash shit.
skinny.
I'm
Oh my
not saying,
god.
no disrespect to the people who is actually putting on hard work in the retail business, but I think like it's just probably the corporate Walmart is even worse. It's just so boring and slow paced, and everyone's been working there for
Yeah.
30 years on the same job. And you just ask someone who's in their mid-20s, there's just no hope, right?
Dude, that's like the American dream though.
That is depends on what is your drink. Like it's very stable, but it wasn't my drink. Right? My
Mine was like
drink is
working with all the hot girls. And
hot girls, man.
The Russian
those
model.
were the grannies that has been working in the finance like position for 30 something years. I hated it.
Yeah, I was
hated
like
it.
working with the grannies, like.
It was just so slow paced, and then you
Oh, yeah.
don't see any hope or development. You feel like, okay, I'm mid-20. This is my first job. If I stay, this is gonna be my last job. You have your whole life just like laid out in front of you, and then that's so hopeless. Every day I walk into the office,
Yeah.
I feel like there's like literal mold going on my skin, crawling up. I freaking hated it. That's why I kind of quit it and decided to.
Were you the youngest in the whole office?
Absolutely. Like my team was
Damn.
the youngest, so I decided to move. And then my university degree doesn't really help me a lot in finding different kind of work in different places, in different fields, right?
Yeah.
So what I did is like, Shenzhen is my home. I moved back, I was trying to figure out where I go. And then I have friends that like really close friends that they are actually already working and living in Hong Kong.
Oh,
And
yeah?
those are like super smart guys. Like imagine this, right? They are the people who went to high school in China and actually like did so well in exam and entered university in Hong Kong. You know those are like super
Yeah.
smart
We
people,
met
right?
a lot of them.
Yeah, those are like the top 1% here of like students in China.
I wouldn't say 1%, like 1% out of like
Zero
probably
point zero point one percent,
Yeah.
right? The top tier.
Yeah.
So they already live there. So I figured, oh my god, so Hong Kong has always been very close physically, right? I grew up watching like Hong Kong TV shows and everything.
TVB. Damn.
TVB, exactly. I watched over there, so there's like some sort of familiarity to it. I kind of I understand Cantonese. I didn't speak anything at the
You
moment.
did?
But I understand perfectly. There's just no opportunity for me to speak, right?
Right.
So for me, like Hong Kong isn't that scary to move into, and I feel like, oh yeah, Hong Kong's international. Maybe that's a place where I can actually use my little bit of international background as an edge.
Right.
So that's why I found the job that we met.
So this job is what brings me to Hong Kong, right? So like
Pretty much. I mean, it wasn't. I was just like really randomly searching job in Hong Kong,
Yeah.
kind of headlessly, whatever opportunity I can find. But this job, because it's so sales driven, it doesn't really need that kind of like particular background that you're
Yeah.
in. As long as you speak fluent English and then you fit in culturally, they're willing to train you up and take you in, right?
because everyone is their own entrepreneur in sales.
I guess
I
so.
fully believe in that.
I guess so.
No, but sorry, I want to go back to the granny card. I was like, dude, you were the young blood, right? Among those.
And you were my manager.
No, I'm talking about the Walmart
Oh yeah.
grannies, right?
Yes.
You were the young blood, right? Like, Asian guy just come in his
Fresh out of
20s.
school.
Yeah, fresh out of school, and then like, damn, I was like wondering, there's like 50, 60 grannies just looking at you. Damn. Maybe I could.
I don't know what kind
You
of
just
stuff
don't-
that you gotta watch, man. That's not how real life works.
Now we know what's Real's category on.
Yeah.
P something, A
No,
something.
No, I mean like they, no, like for, I mean, can we trash white people? Like, old, but like they are not that like in the real age, like they're 40, but they look 60, right? But like, so I was wondering, they're actually not that old, your colleagues, probably, right? And then I was wondering, did they like flirt with you or anything like that?
Ah.
No. No. And also no.
Really? Okay.
No, man. I'm not talking about like.
Were you missing some hints? It was like, damn, you look good today.
Dude. Let's talk about Hong Kong. I want that.
Alright.
That was just like what drove me to Hong Kong, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, what took you to Hong Kong?
Damn, I was like, dude, when I was in high school, right, my mom actually took me to Hong Kong for once and be like, and it was like a college tour around all the like the top
universities,
the big six, right? They have like the top six ones like really good, and then my mom was like, yeah, you need to get into one of these six. My mom said it, and then I was like, yeah, do it. And then I did really bad in the college entrance exam in Gaokao, right? And then I was like, damn, this is like really hard. And then it seems like I admit that like this is out of my reach for the rest of my life. And somehow, and then I did and I studied college in the States for a little bit, and then I applied for jobs in Beijing, and then somehow it was you and Rob, right? In the Blue Bow maybe. And then it was like, maybe, well, we rejected you in Beijing, maybe you could try Hong Kong.
By the way, that's that's your boss in the company. That's the one that hired you.
Yeah.
Wait, how far? Hold up. So you're saying you started as a very classic kind of like super strict tiger mom situation where like the parents give you like super high expectation. But you said you were like, yo, let's do it, and then you were actually pretty confident that you can make it.
Dude, it was like Gao Yi, right? It's like the first grade of the senior high, right?
Right, that's
So,
grade 10.
Yeah, it's grade 10, and then you don't know your shit back then, right? You thought you can do anything.
Right.
It's just like when you were young, you think you could fly.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you're like just
But were you good in your like peer compared to your peer?
I think in junior high I was okay.
Okay.
Senior high was like way difficult.
Wow.
Way difficult.
So we went through the college exam, the national amount of college exam.
You didn't do it.
I did it.
Yeah,
I didn't do it. But how far off were you?
No,
like if you want to go into like a Hong Kong university, just to give people like a kind of
dude, I need a
context.
second live, bro.
Like you were that
I'm
off.
gonna reincarnate myself.
So hold on, what's the score that you got?
Like 610.
That's not too bad, right? But what's the score that's needed to go into the Hong Kong university for?
700.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah. So yeah.
So you're saying you were not good enough to go into a Hong Kong university. That's why you chose a U.S. university.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened.
I think it probably give people a little bit of background, right?
Yeah.
So Hong Kong University in general, they're like ranked
Really high.
especially for mainlanders. So if you want to join like a entrance university test in mainland and use that route to go to like a Hong Kong university,
Yeah.
you have to be top
Yeah,
of a
top.
province
Top.
in order to get in. So real fell here.
Yeah.
So we went
Which
to-
is alright,
I think most of people will fail.
Yeah,
Like
But like you look at the Zhuang, it was like what are they doing here?
That's what we're talking about. That like my friend who actually made it through the Chinese National College exam and then actually entered Hong Kong University. He was literally the top #1 in my high school.
Yeah.
That's how he made it. And
What is he doing right now?
Well, he was a sales in like a major ad company. Was making like $1 million a year, like a few years ago,
so
right?
he's doing
He's
good.
generally very successful. Those are like really smart people.
Yeah.
is he still in Hong Kong?
Yeah, he's still Hong Kong. He's still Hong Kong.
Is he single?
No, you met him. I think you know who it is.
Have I
Guys
met him?
happily married.
Oh, you're married already.
Yeah,
Sad.
happily married.
Next.
Sad, right? Next.
Next Friday.
No, so you're saying you went to U.S. college, and then what happened? Like you were looking for a job, and then
I was looking for a job, bro. I was having to land on any type of job. Like,
and that was in U.S.
no, I tried, but like it just, I didn't really like US. I was like working in US is just, I think it's like similar to your case. It's
Right.
like boring. what are you gonna do over the weekend? Like fishing, hunting,
It's not a lifestyle we want,
like
right?
masturbate. Like, what are you gonna do, bro?
Fair. So what you did is like you apply for this job in the company that we all met each other,
Yeah.
and then they just took her in.
Yeah, and then I started off, and then I still remember like vividly. Like I was going for the interview, right? The old office we have in Central in Nightlife, and then I was a new graduate. I stand there and I was like, wow, this is Central. This is the place that like I dream of like studying in,
Especially
going
Lan Kui
college.
Fong.
Exactly, and then I was like. And I found there's like some palm tree in Nightlife, like in Central. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that. There's palm tree.
I know there's one in one Chai. There's like many palm trees in one.
Yeah, like somehow there's some funky palm tree.
Yeah, it's like you're in LA somehow.
Yeah, there's like that several like
Yeah.
3 palm trees, and then under the palm trees are some trash cans,
Okay.
like the orange trash cans,
Right?
and they have like several big black bags of like trash, just like just piled up around the trash can. And I was looking at the trash can and be like, damn, those trash cans are beautiful.
For real?
Yeah.
It's just the trash cans. That's
I mean,
what
you
impresses
compare, bro, like you compare those fucking like trash bag in mainland. It's like
Fair.
somebody's fucking vomit, somebody's lunch, and then you can see the whole fucking set of lunch, what this dude just vomited out. And then it's like flies all around that shit, and then like you look at this beautiful, like organized trash can just laid down on the side of the road and be like, damn, this is the workplace I'm gonna go for work every day.
Sounds like a Hong Kong version of American Dream to me here.
It's a Hong Kong dream.
Like honestly, I really think we should talk about our company and here.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a great representation of what people think Hong Kong jobs are like.
Oh yeah.
Because I think a lot of people because I do like social media, right? I do read. And one of the things I position myself is as this millennial girl living in Hong Kong, who works in Hong Kong. And people want to know so bad that, what are the Hong Kong girls doing? What do they wear to work? It's like you sugarcoat everything
Yep.
about Hong Kong.
Wait, you sugarcoat?
No,
or, like-
mainlanders, in general
Oh,
people.
I know what you're talking
You watch
about.
the thing from TVB, they're like the elites, and then so you have this filtering, right?
Dude, you are the.
Oh, you're talking about those like fancy girls like working central, and then for lunch they go grab like this fancy salad in a box.
That's
that
what
kind
I
of
thought I would be doing when I was in uni. But apparently no, we were like eating what's the name? 小老板. During lunch. This
It's a super
小笼包
local,
this we love.
a super local dumpling place.
Yes, but I think our company, it was a great representation of what like an international company looks like in Hong Kong, right? Because it has like such a mix of culture. Surprisingly, there's so many mainlanders working there. The pace, okay, it's pretty good if you're good at
The
it.
pace is horrendous, but sure.
But like the pressure is so high. I think I got traumatized from the job.
That's why we're sitting down here, just because
Like-
we're trauma bond.
Yo, I think the
This is a
reason we're
trauma
still
bonding.
friends today because we're trauma bond every day
Oh,
back
absolutely,
then.
absolutely. But I have to disagree about the whole mix of culture thing, because like I think our company was really not a really big spectrum of mix of culture.
That's true. I think that is the exception. We're like 80% millennials and then like
And the-
20% ABC and one dude over there.
Yeah, I think what the company that actually hired us were particularly looking for one profile, which is kids that speaks good English, that has a few years of experience living abroad, right?
Yeah.
And then comes from a family that's relatively well off, so
Yeah.
not super fixated on how much you got paid, but can be motivated by something that's a grander, and also fresh off school, so they can teach you as a piece of paper, white paper,
Are you
blank
sure
paper.
teach you is the word?
No, they
What's the
they-
word? What's the
there's
word?
much worse words that you can use on those experience.
They
But
train you in
They
the way
train
you
you.
want.
They train you. They
That's good that
forge you. They mold you into something that they want, which gives it's good and bad thing. But I also have to say, just like our experience probably is not the whole inclusive Hong Kong experience. either.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, we're like the kind of niche. Can we say expat? We're not even expats. We're not like typical mainlanders either.
I'm mainlander. You're not. You're Canadian.
But you also have like a few years in the
I was
States, right?
international student.
Exactly.
AKA5.
You're an international student. You're an international student.
He's a mainlander. Yeah. Right. Yeah, we're all mainlander.
We're all mainlanders, but I wouldn't say it's the typical mainlander.
Yeah, I mean, like the first day not the first day, but like the interview that I went for the M company, right? It's like, damn, these people are just playing music, right? It's all
There's
open
a show.
space. You know, there's just several white dudes just hanging out over there. There's a ping pong
It's
table.
no typical tech company, you know, like
Yeah, bro, like the polo shirt.
work hard, play hard. We have great employee benefits. We play the little golf after work. We grab drink every Friday. Drink on the company. If we reach a target, we're gonna get a table in the club.
That's the picture they paint you. That's how they kind of lure you in.
Yeah, I was like, damn, that's so cool. And then like I was looking for a job that's like if it's like over 5K, I would take it.
Really, over 5K.
5K, dude.
But that's like less
5K
than minimum.
CNY.
That's like minimum. That's below minimum in Hong Kong though.
Yeah, but like I was mainly just looking for jobs in mainland, right? Like usually if that's like a typical job was like it was 10 years ago, right? It's like 5K, 6K. If you can get 8K, it was like really good. Right? Because what was the Unilever, PNG, those companies were paying like 8K, 9K back in the days.
For like a corporate job.
Yeah, for a corporate job, that trainee program shit, and then I heard like this company was paying a lot, like it's like 20K in Hong Kong. It's like, damn, crazy.
And that's base.
Base is small.
That's not including the commission that you
The
can make.
commission, no cap.
Yeah,
No cap.
yeah, no cap, yeah. But like when you guys first kind of like moved to Hong Kong, did you experience any cultural shock?
I kind of forgot. I think because I moved here when I was 18, I was still in a very versatile stage of my life. That I think I was like a kid. I sports and then I trained. So I think I was okay.
And you don't really have any cultural shock or like.
Yeah, when I cross the street, I don't know which way to walk. I think that's pretty
Oh,
much
yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah.
try it on a different way, right?
Yeah.
And you speak Cantonese and English and like I don't think you.
Yeah, I think at that time I speak enough Cantonese to order food in restaurants. But like, I don't think it's obvious when I speak Cantonese, they know you're not from here, right? But like, the thing is like I speak fluent English, so whenever I cannot really communicate in Cantonese, I will just start speaking English, and usually people are all like, "Oh my God, this guy speaks English. Better be careful," you know. They still have that little bit of a
hierarchy.
I guess in that way, right? So speaking English actually make my life a little bit easier than speaking Mandarin,
Yeah.
right? That's definitely a thing. And also a very interesting thing is like not long after I moved to Hong Kong, that's when Hong Kong went through a few things. Right? We're talking about the whole protesting stage, and then we're talking about the whole COVID stage. So that actually.
Canadians going crazy here.
No, I'm just saying, stating out the fact, right? So that's how I experienced Hong Kong. It's a
We're
little bit
not
everything.
showing this on Xiaoyuzhou, okay?
Bro, I'm holding a China passport. What about you? Like,
Hong Kong.
okay, yeah.
Pretty much the
You're
same.
So we're not touching the whole
Well, I
protesting.
don't
and
know.
everything,
I
right?
don't know, man. I'm going back to the mainland tomorrow.
Aha.
But like you, but you're holding Canada passport, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah. So you're not afraid of that shit.
It's not about you're not afraid. I mean, passport is a piece of paper, and I mean, as someone who holds that passport, I don't know. It makes my life a little bit easier.
Yeah.
There's a bit more option.
Do you think it provides some sort of protection?
Yeah, I wouldn't say protection. Yeah, at least I'm not in the stage where I need to protect it. It just provides more options in a way,
Yeah.
right? I still identify myself as Chinese.
Culturally.
Culturally,
Yeah.
yes.
Culturally.
Yes,
Yeah.
culturally, absolutely.
Yeah. I just want to say that like remember Huawei, right? So we were
Oh, yeah,
working
yeah.
on the Huawei case,
Yes.
2019, 2018.
And I was the main guy that was taking care of Huawei.
Yeah, and you're also Canadian as well, right?
Yeah.
The funny thing is like, whenever the U.S. and China were fighting each other,
Yep.
some Canadian dudes just get arrested.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, absolutely.
So you gotta be careful, bro. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, apparently Canadians are usually the one that got caught in between, right? So whenever something doesn't go well, it's the Canadian guy gets arrested.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So, yeah, you be careful, bro. But
nah, I think that doesn't really, like whatever passport you hold doesn't really change that much. I don't think my experience in Hong Kong has
Right.
anything to do with my passport. Right? I think it's just as long as we got a chance to legally work here, it should be fine.
Yeah. Do you guys think that like in a time there was a time that like Hong Kong is or was bigger than you,
Bigger than what?
bigger than yourself? Like to me, there was a time that like Hong Kong, damn, it's like as I mentioned, right? Hong Kong's like up there, and then I was like trying to reach, and then I can't reach it, and I'd be like, yeah, damn, it's like the Great Gatsby, right? They talk about like the green lights. Where it's like
Yeah.
it's like flashing and the like on the other side of the bank of the river, and then be like, damn.
Why is the dog wet?
He just ate.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
But actually, like, what do you mean? I never had that feeling. Like, what do you mean? Like, you think Hong Kong is a little bit out of reach?
Out of my reach, better than me. I was trying to, climb up the ladder to kind of touch it for a little bit, but I failed.
But that's before you came to Hong Kong, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also,
interesting.
it's like all fancy to me, right? It's like growing up watching on TV, a lot of shit, right? And also like all the Canton's pop culture,
Right.
the pop stars, everything was so advanced compared
It's
to.
so cool, right?
Yeah, it's like we both speak Cantonese, but like, what else people fucking like rich and then like poor and international cities and even like, I remember like it was high school, man, like it was like lunch break or something, and then like back in the day it was like Nokia. You have one of those Nokia phones with
Yeah.
like, and it was like this small screen, and then we were like sharing some amateur porn on the.
What does everything has to do with
What?
phones,
What's
you
wrong
man?
with this? What's wrong with Rio today?
No,
Where
I
we
just,
going?
I just think, well, like, one of these episodes we have to talk about porn now, but
I
not
mean,
today.
definitely.
every
This is our next episode.
I have an accent about porn, but not this one. Continue about the story of Hong Kong.
Let it finish, right? The porn, it was like one of the amateur. It was like back in the days, I don't know, like it was so hard to access any type of explicit content on the internet.
Right.
I'm so excited.
That's
Like
like passion right there.
you have to use your imagination most of the time when you have to kind of,
Continue.
finish
Continue,
your thought.
yes.
And then you got this like, one of the dude in the class was like, damn, I got this video, right? Somewhere from my cousin, and then look at this, like I only have a Xiaomi phone, right? I don't
Right.
have a Nokia, and then this dude, like every guy would circle around looking at this like little screen with this phone, and the phone is clearly from Hong Kong.
Right.
See, I was wondering how this story connects back to Hong Kong.
Yeah, it was like it was like two guys, one girl, right? And then they were like dressed up in the like school uniform, and then like sitting on Cantonese, and then like basically it was like a girl laying down. It was like
No need to go into
Very
too much
specific.
details, but I get what you mean. But that's true. I actually think like growing up also is like you see Hong Kong as a very international place, and also it's like everything seems to be like I don't know 10, 20 years ahead of mainland in a way.
exactly
Right?
like
Culture-wise, there has that scene.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, for someone maybe me and you, we're around the same age, right? It's like we grew up in the '90s. In the '90s, the Hong Kong movie was all the rage, right? Hong Kong was like the center of the of like Chinese pop culture, whether it's movie or say music. Hong Kong was the pioneer in everything, right?
Yeah.
So culturally is like that, technology also is like that, economically, of course, right? So I would see it as a very advanced, like a cool place to be, but I guess I never really see it as a place that's kind of out of reach or something. I guess I just never really thought of it that way.
I've never been to Hong Kong here.
Really?
Yeah. The first time is I carry my luggage, leave the door.
By yourself.
Yeah, by myself. Did it by myself.
So how was the like Hong Kong to you? I mean, you've never been here, but you have seen stuff about Hong Kong, you've heard about Hong Kong. What was your impression before that?
Honestly, like Hong Kong was not my first option. It was never an option.
Where were you going?
I was supposed to McGill. I got a visa. I
You
got
want
a
to go to McGill? That's where I
dorm.
went.
I got a visa. I got a dorm. I even got a little scholarship.
Where is
Okay.
But I didn't
It's
go last
Montreal.
minute.
Montreal.
That's my family issue. I have to stay a bit closer to home. And then I choose like the only school I applied in Hong Kong was Polytech. That's why I applied.
Oh, you're sorry.
Yeah, I did fashion technology.
Oh, wow,
Fashion
interesting.
technology. What is fashion technology?
The fashion technology, because Hong Kong used to be like a really a fabric hub. Back in the
Like
90s,
gloves.
right? So
Factory.
fashion technology is all about like yarns, textiles, nanotech, thermotech, like Uniqlo.
Right,
Those
looks like
kind
a
of
fancy
things.
thermal.
Or
thing.
even like how you process a pair of jeans, sustainability, merchandising, all of it. So it's a little bit like textile engineering. That's what I did. Then when I graduated, I realized
It doesn't get you any job, right?
you can't. Guess what's my average, like my department average graduate salary? Because my department is fashion. It includes fashion design, fashion
Right.
retail, fashion marketing.
You should bet like it's $5,000
And that was
expected
back in
salary, right?
2018. It's not
In
like
Hong
that
Kong?
in Hong Kong.
It's just a few years ago.
Yeah,
6 years ago, how much are we talking about?
20K.
12K.
12K.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so low.
Isn't that less than like an average?
I think just above. Like the thing is in Hong Kong, 12K, if you live with your parents, I think you're okay.
Yeah.
But if you need to rent a place by yourself, there's no way.
No.
I feel like it's lower than washing dishes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
If
think
you watch
probably
this
is.
like 20K, if you see like all the posters on the street.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, like fashion, you really make no money, especially at the beginning. It takes really, really long time to climb up the ladders in that industry.
It's for you guys like this, well off kids. Family,
Well, if you were born in the LVMH family, then yes.
I wish.
Yeah,
I will
exactly.
be in
But-
AM company.
But things okay. So Hong Kong wasn't your first choice, and then you kind of came here unwillingly in a bit, right?
Yeah.
So what was Hong Kong like for you when you just started living here?
I actually don't. I think when I first came here for uni, I wasn't doing much. I didn't really go to LKF until the end of my first year.
Okay, it was the party place,
And
right?
then I became the queen of LKF.
Oh,
I
wow.
was there every Thursday night, every Friday night, every Saturday night.
Yeah, those were cultural. There would be cultural shocks in me.
But I mean, Shanghai club is pretty crazy too.
You started early.
But actually, I started in Hong Kong.
You started in Hong Kong.
And then I went to Shanghai, got sent to the hospital.
What?
No, because I think that in Hong Kong, at least the alcohol is real.
Oh,
And you rarely had like fake alcohol in the club.
right. So you go to
But
like
back then, 2008, 14, 15, most of the club in Shanghai, the alcohol, the booze are fake.
oh,
Like if you
shit.
get a table, every table in Shanghai, you get a bouncer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the most important job of a bouncer is to make sure they recycle the cap of the bottle.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Wow.
They freak out if they lose it because they need to refill the bottle.
That is crazy.
So the only three things you can order in the club that is real booze, that is beer, wine, and champagne.
Oh.
But that's back in the days. I think nowadays it's better. But in Hong Kong, in the club, you really get good like clubs in LKF. I don't think they sell like fake alcohol because it's fake. Like the customer is really serious if you sell fake alcohol.
What do you get if you sell fake shit?
Gel, I guess. But like in China, nobody cares. In mainland, like they don't really check, right? But like in Hong Kong, they do check.
So Hong Kong for you is just like a place where you
A
can
safe-
safely party.
Safe booze.
Safe booze, safe party.
Yeah, and Hong Kong is very safe, especially for young girls.
Yeah.
That when you club till like 3 a.m., you feel so safe walking on the street by yourself. No matter if you're in like, I mean, of course, if you go to like those rural places like Shanty, like probably.
Those are real places.
Like if you
Never lived those
if you
around.
live in like I don't know TST, you live in like island side, you feel really safe, like clubbing and you're like eating like having food with your friends, you're not back home. You feel safe.
What
In
about
Hong Kong.
In Hong Kong,
what about day-to-day life?
it's what they like.
Yeah, outside the
Still.
party.
Oh,
It's
one
the
thing
same.
about Hong Kong, I feel like Hong Kong's a very international city, but somehow people have really low like tolerance with revealing clothing.
Oh,
You
really?
realize that in Hong Kong, you don't see girls besides ABC. Okay, they're like
Right,
exception.
right.
But in general, if you during summer you go out, like people dress pretty conservatively.
Yeah, you would say it that way. Yeah, the girls are
If you
actually.
compare it to girls in Shanghai or in
That's true.
Guangzhou,
That's true.
no, young girls these days they dress like really clothes, like barely covering their little ass. But like in Hong Kong, if you dress like that, people really look. Like
Oh.
when I was in uni, because I've been always very adventurous with the way I dress myself, even though I'm wearing this today. But like, I love wearing revealing clothes, but I feel like I felt uncomfortable
Here in
when I
Hong
was
Kong, when you.
yeah. 'Cause if you're in a train, people really stare at you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like not only
Usually
uncles,
what uncle?
not only uncles.
Not only uncle.
Sometimes like
Auntie.
stare at you too, because I don't think they mean it in a bad way, but like usually people don't wear that revealing clothes in this society.
Why?
But uncles, of course, is there.
Oh, the uncles, that's
Yeah.
they
It's
enjoy that.
harmless though. I mean, what are they gonna do?
Hey, it's all about male blazing. This male like blazing right now because I feel like you do feel uncomfortable, and then I learned that we just stare back at them,
Yeah, and
and then they're like, oh, yeah, you stare at them, and then they just look away.
really?
Yeah.
Damn. When I grow old.
You're gonna be one of those uncles? You don't
Yeah.
have to wait.
No, I wear revealing dresses
Oh, you're
when I'm
gonna be
on
wearing
board.
Hey, you do you, man. We are very open on this kind of stuff.
So yeah, Hong Kong's pretty conservative in this way.
Oh, that's a
somehow.
very interesting point. But also, like I think along with that, it's Hong Kong. You also see a lot of contrasting, right? It's not just that you have clubbing culture, which is very developed, and then like you say, it's like you got a little bit of adult content, which is kind of legal here, right? It's like what grade 3 like movies. and
Yeah,
everything, right?
man, like
Yeah, mainland is not even like it's completely off limit, but in Hong Kong it's legal. You just have to
high
go
school
through
kids
plus.
are having orgies.
Exactly.
And shit. Like, damn,
So-
we need to go there.
And then on the other side, people in their real life is actually quite conservative. This is something I also kind of observe as well. It's like I think I see that more on the on how much people earn on economic wise, right?
Right.
In Hong Kong, you can actually see super rich people, like world class rich people.
Yeah.
And like it's kind of open that Hong Kong is a hub in Asia for like people with super high net worth.
Yeah.
You see Hong Kong, I probably haven't seen so many Rolls Royce in Hong Kong than I've ever seen anywhere. And we're not talking about like small Rolls Royce, we're talking about Phantom, right? Like custom color with custom plates, and then any like the latest super expensive multiple $1 million sports car, you see them in Hong Kong. But also at the same time, it's like every time I go to say Central, have a drink with my friends and leave around let's say 12 midnight or like say 1 o'clock, and then you see like people that's less well off, like an old grandpa or grandma,
Yeah.
just trying their trying their hardest to push like little cart that's full of cardboard boxes. Like
Yeah.
uphill, trying to sell those cardboard boxes just to make a living on themselves.
Yeah.
So and then you realize, oh my god, I just spent a few $100 on booze.
Yeah.
You feel really bad about yourself.
Yeah.
Like you see the distance between the super rich and the super poor. That's also something I see in Hong Kong a lot.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like one of those grannies, like
Right? You
not
see
working
them as well.
not working at Walmart, but like selling cardboard.
Yeah,
and
they
shit.
just, yeah, exactly. They probably, I mean, I don't know what, to be honest, I don't know what is the kind of retirement arrangement that people can get here. I'm not still not thinking about it, or
Yeah.
maybe if you never really worked in like a governmental job or you always have you lived your whole life doing your small little business or something like that, you probably are just nothing to cover yourself after a certain age, right? So
Yeah.
Yes, I think if you're senior citizens, you wanna be in mainland. If you look at like the mainland senior citizens, man, like they are having a fucking good time every day.
I doubt that.
I doubt that.
Those are the elderly with a family.
yeah, with the
That
rich ass
someone take care
kids,
of them.
probably.
Like, 'cause to be honest, Hong Kong I think has the public health system. Like Hong Kong, like why people in Hong Kong live that long because the public health system is actually pretty good. That it drag you from dying. So that if you really comparing like elderly that have no family, totally covered by government, I feel like Hong Kong like is a better place for them. But it just Hong Kong is you have to be very practical. That you have to work till the day you die.
Exactly.
'Cause
That's why
it's
they
such an
live for so
expensive
long.
city.
Because they keep working.
It's absolutely expensive. But I mean, my point is not saying, you know, like elderly people lives better off in Hong Kong or other places. For me, it's just in Hong Kong, you can see such a big spectrum in terms of how much people can own, right? And culturally, there's that big difference too. And then I think in a lot of Asian cities, besides Singapore, probably Hong Kong is the one with the most multicultural kind of presence. Right? You see a sizable population that's from, let's say, South Asia. You see a sizable population nowadays that's kids coming from mainland China, right? You have the locals, you have a bunch of expats as your stereotypical, you know, white people who just partying in bars and all that kind of thing. Which that part is also something that really I like about Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So you get a little bit of multicultural exposure.
I love the black peoples in Hong Kong.
Do you actually know any black people in Hong Kong?
No.
Then why do you say you like the black people in Hong Kong?
I just
I don't know why would it become so racist.
Dude, man.
like when you're partying in Nightlife, usually you gotta run into one of those like black people. Like,
I remember the bouncer in front of Zentral. I call him Will I Am because his name is Willem.
yeah.
He's actually my friend.
We're cutting this
Every
part up.
time he let me get
Yeah,
it.
shit. It's
He's
so
black.
racist. You go will that.
Yeah, he's a bouncer.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the one who let you in.
Bouncer.
Like,
Right. Does
yeah.
he?
His name is Willem. I call him Will I Am.
Okay. Does he get a lot?
Does
of
it look
girls?
like Will I
No.
Yeah, they're usually.
Racist stuff.
You just look at those black people here, and then you know they're really healthy people. Like usually very strong, very jacked, and then like tall.
I
They
think
do haircut as well, like really good haircut.
I think you filtered. You filter something like those good looking ones.
Yeah, I mean, just you feel jealous about those people's bodies. Damn, getting girls.
I kind of regret giving the booth.
Right? Is this like really real? Open it up. I don't think he needs the booth to open up.
Yeah.
He already started like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wait, let's get maybe more booths just to get him more
Yeah.
fun.
Well, I
That's
think-
interesting part.
No,
Okay.
how dangerous that? Let me finish. Like,
He's not.
it's just like if you, I always like see a lot of street interview, like actually Asian boss. You guys know about that? Like, there's a YouTube channel Asian, but anyway, right? They would interview you know, like just any people in any Asian city, and then just like
I think I know which show you're
yeah,
talking
they
about.
interview some black people in Hong
They
Kong.
were like the
as
one
well.
that's interviewed someone who kind of run out of North Korea, right?
Yeah, like those like
Something like that.
Asian, and then like those black people in Hong Kong would be like, yeah, I love Hong Kong, and then yeah, they treat you the same, and then what about in mainland is actually, oh, in mainland, they touch you, try to rub off your skin and you see why is it black, why this is black.
No, that's true. Hong Kong has been. I mean, they have been sort of open to the vast majority of the world for much longer, right? So people just don't see foreigners as something that's exotic anymore.
Exactly.
Right? They just see you. They're like, okay, that's just another dude walking on the street.
Exactly.
But it's true that if you go to mainland, especially from like the outside of tier 1 cities, people will still kind of see foreigners as something new.
Yeah. Now I remember a culture shock that I had when I first came here. I've never seen that many Indians in my life.
Oh,
To be honest.
damn.
Like for real, because I grew up in Shanghai and
Right.
then I've never visited India before,
Mm.
and it's because I never expect. I know there's a lot of immigrants from India, Pakistani, but I've never
In Hong Kong.
really
Never really
see them
interacted or.
in real life. That many of them. I think,
Chongqing,
yeah,
Daxia.
and especially my school is in TST. It's very close to Chongqing Mansion. So
Right.
there's a really big group of like Indian, Pakistani people there. So that was a culture shock, I think.
Damn, I just had some cultural shock a month ago, right? When I was living in a really cheap hotel here.
Like last month.
Yeah,
The
last
Kwun
month.
Tao one.
I don't know where. No, it was around. Yeah, I don't know. Like it was in Hong Kong Island, right? And it was like one of the cheap ones. And then because it's cheap, there's no noise cancellation or segmentation, right? So it just you can hear whatever's going on the other side of the room. And then those sex noise was crazy. It was going on for like an hour. I went down for a walk and then come back 45 minutes later, still fucking like going on. And then I'm not gonna say like I don't like Bollywood or anything like that.
Hold on. How'd you know those are brown people? How'd you know those
Dude,
are
they talk,
brown?
bro.
God.
It just like culture shock to me. Damn, like Indian guys
Pretty
are
good,
like,
They're good at this
pretty
stuff.
good, bro. Like they're not just good at sex, but like
I mean,
they're good boyfriend materials, like husband
How do
material.
you know? What did they say exactly? Now I'm curious.
Just like 45 minutes later, like finally they stopped, right? It's like,
I mean,
God damn, they
cut this out,
stopped.
but
We're not cutting
they
this
have a
out.
big population for a reason, I guess.
No, I'm not afraid of that shit. But like after that, damn, like I was like, no, finally I can go to sleep. It was like 1 a.m. in the morning already. And then I was like, now they started to talk for another 30 minutes.
Well, intimacy moment.
Yeah, it was like they talked.
Aftercare.
What kind of like boyfriend was like, you know, fuck you for 45 minutes and then talk to
And
you for
then
half
I'll
an
talk
hour?
to you.
Dude, I usually just want to go to sleep right away. So Indian man, probably it's like the one to go.
You want to comment on that, Bao?
Don't know what to say.
You are a baby though, doesn't know what to say about Indian man.
Yeah, but that was the culture shock that I experienced.
That was the culture shock.
Yeah, so it's very international. I gotta say, Hong Kong, it's just crazy. Because back then when I was in the United States, right, I need to like I didn't have to speak so much English every day.
In the States, you didn't have to speak English.
I guess I only hang out with the Bobs and everything like that. And then here, when I got into the companies, like, every day, dude, I have to make a sales call, cold call in English, and that's like crazy. Like calling up some like Japanese dude on the phone, and then like, dude, it's like, it's crazy, man. Yeah.
So Hong Kong really just opened your world in that sense, right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think people. One of the things I kind of like about Hong Kong is that I was thinking how I was able to kind of have a sort of okay job in Hong Kong. Is that Hong Kong probably is the only place for people like me that can actually get a good enough job for what I have. What I meant was that what I study in university doesn't really match on whatever I want to do. I study environmental science, right?
I feel you, bro.
But I'm not passionate about it. But also in real life, it's like this doesn't really get you a very good or well-paid job, right? You enter it just purely because, you know, as a kid, I love the earth, I love science, I love the nature. That's why it's like, you know, I go to university, I want to study what I like, right? Without thinking anything about the practical side of what kind of job you can get after you graduate.
Have your parents ever stopped you?
No, my parents, which is a good thing about my parents, like they let me do all decisions. So even though I did it, I don't regret because it's my own call, right? But the thing is, like, now the only kind of edge that gives me to find a different job is the fact that I lived abroad. I speak fluent Chinese and speak fluent English, right?
Yeah.
But like speaking these two languages, I think the only place that can actually make it really an edge or advantage is cities like Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Where, you know, you have the opportunity to kind of talk to people that's regional or even worldwide, right? And at the same time, day to day, you're using Chinese, right? If I go to, I would say, place like somewhere that's super mainland, I'm not sure if I can use English that much day to day, but also pay wise, probably not gonna be as good, right?
definitely.
Comparable job, right?
Yeah, yeah. So we all kind of like climbing the corporate ladder. Would you say that?
If I can say, I'm just struggling, man. This climb might be a big word. I'm just struggling with this whole thing.
Do you think one day we'll get the fuck out of this 9 to 5 shit? Do you think that's possible?
That's a completely different topic.
Yeah. But I think it's doable, it's feasible. But whether do you really want it, that's a different question because that means a lot of responsibility on yourself.
What do you mean?
Because Hong Kong is such an expensive city, right? Without a stable 9 to 5 job, if you're being an entrepreneur, unless you don't need to pay rent, you don't need to pay mortgage.
Yeah.
I think it's really, really hard to full time doing something that's not 9 to 5, something that you like, out of passion.
Like, yeah, I understand. Like, I just feel like Hong Kong's not a place for you to start a business. Like,
Why not?
I think it depends on what business.
It's like you open up a restaurant, you open a bakery shop, coffee shop. What else can I do?
We do a lot of trading companies
Yeah.
through Hong Kong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trading can be
Trading? Like,
trading.
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 Yeah.
Oh,
Like
wow.
wine
I
trading.
mean,
Like a lot of trading because it's the low tax, no tax for wine.
okay, but like, those are out of my, like, you gotta have some sort of knowledge to kind of get into this financial shit.
Well, you also need a lot of connections. I guess like me. That's the whole entrepreneurship is a different topic. There's so many things to consider now.
Okay.
I don't think I know enough about Hong Kong to talk about being entrepreneur in Hong Kong.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, in recent years, I started to feel like this 9 to 5 is I don't know, it's probably not something that I want to do for the rest of my life.
So what do you want to do? for
So
the
we're
rest of
doing
your
a
life?
podcast.
Exactly. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, but like, thank you for joining me. But I just feel like I gotta try a little bit to kind of get the fuck out of this. Oh, I'm gonna punch in, punch out. Oh fuck, like so much shit to do.
Oh, I feel you.
I feel your
I
struggle.
feel you.
Yeah, and then like one day just get laid off, and then wait like out to 35, and then what do you get? Like a couple of grands, and then that's it.
And an MPF.
MPF, and then jobless.
I don't even know what my NPF account is.
Oh, it's
You
actually
probably
making
have a
money
lot.
these days.
Yeah?
I checked my MPF. 20%.
Damn.
Year on year?
Yeah.
Oh, that's doing pretty good. Oh, it's because of the interest rate just in general, which are
Yeah.
high.
Just recently. Previously it wasn't 20%.
Yeah, I do have a little bit of money in that as well. Damn.
So I think one last thing we should cover in Hong Kong,
Yeah.
which I think is a very interesting topic,
Yeah.
is relationships.
Oh, I was gonna say food.
Oh yeah. I mean, she is.
No, because I think first probably we can start with real, because I know real it was a long distance relationship. No?
Yeah, we call it long D a lot of time, and
The
then
way you said long D means different things, man.
Feels like somehow feels like you're black and you're
Yeah, you got a long D.
yeah, man, I have a long D relationship.
Long D.
Dude, like that's every time that how I introduce myself to my friends, right?
long D
Especially those like
relationship.
white people in office, like I have a long D relationship, right? And those people would be like, what? Like, what are you having, right? I was like, I mean, long distance relationship.
Talk about your long distance relationship.
Yeah.
Don't you feel it's very hard when you're in Hong Kong and your girlfriend's not here?
I mean, when I was in Hong Kong, she's not like 100 miles away. That's like not that difficult.
How often do you guys get to see each other?
Almost like every weekend.
Oh, everywhere is actually not that bad.
That's not too bad.
So you
Yeah,
I feel
it's
like
very bad. It's too often.
a lot of Hong Kong couples they only see each other on
Yeah.
weekend as well.
Yeah, and then like waiting in line for like a room to kind of,
Oh.
I was gonna say restaurant, but okay.
Dude, like it's true, right?
But that's a
That's
very
true.
interesting topic.
That's actually
Exactly,
true.
we're talking
That's
about
actually
talk
true.
about
Because
that.
people really live with their parents. Most people
How do you know?
in their 20s live with their parents.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
How
what
are
they
you
do
gonna?
is that a lot of
Oh,
families
right.
have 2 kids or even more kids. So what they do is that before they bring their boyfriend girlfriends back home, they'll let the family know.
Exactly.
They're like, oh, I'm bringing like my boyfriend's home.
Oh.
And then everyone in the family will be like, oh, I got something to do tonight. I'm not coming back.
Oh.
I got plans. I got dinner plans. I'm gonna go watch movies with my friends, and then they will purposely leaving some space.
And I tell you,
and
okay,
time.
I'll be back probably after midnight, so.
But like that's a lot
interesting.
of damn.
It's
That's
a lot of effort.
It's a lot of hassle. Like a whole family just
You have to support this
pull
relationship.
out for
Wow.
you to have sex. It just,
That's a point I never really thought about.
dude, it's like, it's gonna be in my head when I'm like bang, like all the family people.
Wait, we're
just,
minutes.
damn.
You're like, oh my god, the pressure is real. Okay.
Really?
Well, I better make this night work than my mom actually had to call up her friend and then
Ding
explain our
dong,
job.
man. Like, what are you gonna do?
Oh, okay.
Because when I was in uni, like the dorm is really, really small, and then I share like it's a suite, and we have 4 bedrooms, and then like we have some local friends sharing the same suites, and their boyfriends are always there. At first, I didn't get it. I'm like, why is he always there in a female dorm? Then I get it. It's really expensive to get like a room outside, and then the boys' family just don't have the space to.
So they're actually waiting for you to get out.
No. We're in the same suite, but we have a different bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I don't share a room with them. I share a room with my roommate.
how is the noise cancellation?
No, because the thing with Hong Kong dorm is that guys have to leave after 9 or 10 p.m.
Oh, right.
So like
You cannot stay
it's
overnight.
girl, female floor, male floor, female floor, male floor, and male cannot like stay in female floor after like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. I
Okay.
forgot what time, but yeah.
Will there be some rule breakers and shit like that?
Yeah, and then you get kicked out. Because in
Yeah.
Hong Kong it's very hard to get a dorm because it's just so little space.
Right.
So you don't want to risk it. There are people risking got kicked out of the dorm.
Oh,
Damn, when you're horny, you just do anything. Damn, I'm gonna stay here.
but she's talking about getting kicked out forever.
For dorm, because the dorm is only 7,000 Hong Kong dollar for a semester.
Well, man,
That's
don't
hella cheap.
think using their brain when they're
7,000 Hong Kong
horny,
dollar for a
bro.
semester. Like,
I don't know. Like when I was young in
So you
college.
will risk it, huh?
and then you have to pay like what, 40K
Yeah.
for that
Or
one
you
bar.
gotta just stay back at home.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
That's a very good point. I never thought about. I've been renting since they moved here, so.
So when I was in uni, I have a boyfriend, and
Right.
he's actually from a pretty well-off family, and then he
He's
lives,
local Hong Kong.
No, he's like ABK, and he lives in like a good apartment with his family.
Right.
But like I only been to his place once. He's like very traditional Christian family. Yeah, it's either in my dorm or you get a room.
That's a very
Yeah.
interesting point.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to pay.
Back then, one of our colleagues that we know, like, initial T, right? Because I like the thing is like
talking about?
a good
Which
friend of
college?
yours, a good friend of yours is as a guy, and then because
Wait, is it our batch?
yeah. So like the thing is, I need to
Live
live in.
Just like, who's my
Who?
friend?
Who?
Who's my
Who?
Start with J?
Guys, let me
Sorry.
finish.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
finish
the
your
thing is
story.
like because I travel to Hong Kong because
Right.
I don't live here, so I need to live in the hotel. So I live in various hotels, right? But somehow when I mention a hotel to this colleague, he always knows.
Oh, I know which one. Start with B.
No,
So he
it's a
says-
guy, start with T.
He said start
Oh,
Yo,
4 words.
yeah.
with T. 4-letter?
Yeah, 4 letters. So like,
Really?
and like, oh yeah, I've been there. It's a good hotel. It's like I was like, how come a local guy would know so much about hotels? Like, and then I figured out because like he has a girlfriend, and then
Well, I guess he's really high standard because he knows the hotel, not those already rate. Like,
yeah,
Right, he knows
and
proper
he has
hotel.
standard.
Proper
Tell
hotel.
and respect to him.
proper one. It's like
Oh, he always
over
has
the
standards.
island.
He
It's
always
like,
has standards, yes.
yeah, it's like a local guy who knows so much about hotels.
Oh, that's a very interesting point I never thought of.
Yeah. So, I guess it's just one of the things that when you live in Hong Kong, just,
The living space is just so tiny.
yeah.
So tiny.
Like, what is the end game for us in Hong Kong? Like, are we gonna retire here in Hong Kong, or like
I'm gonna move to Lama Island.
Really?
So it's Hong Kong.
You have already planned out to move to Lama Island?
Eventually, if I'm still here. I think I want to move to a place where I can have a lot of space.
Right.
And if I'm actually build a family here, I want my kids to be able to running around, like riding bicycles, not stay like in an apartment like that.
Well, it's like Saikong, right? Like,
Cycle's good. They're all my options. DB is not bad.
well,
Retire white people town, not bad. Very
Shenzhen.
safe.
What about Shenzhen, Dongguan? Mainland.
Oh no, Hong Kong and mainland still feel different. Because I feel like I've been here for 10 years. When I go back home, I do feel like there's a culture gap somehow. When I go
Really?
back, I don't feel fitting. When I go back, I feel it just mainland is so convenient
Yeah.
to a point that I feel so weird.
Oh shit, you.
I'm like,
You just need
oh,
to embrace it, man.
I know, but I just feel like you lost. I mean, it's good. Like technology is advancing. Maybe I'm the one who being like, don't want to
Too white.
accept it.
It's so white.
But I think a lot of times, like real experience, like you dining in a restaurants, you like going out with your family, do some grocery shopping. Those are time you spending with people is irreplaceable. But I feel like in mainland is really convenient, which is good for people who work in the office, very busy schedule. You don't need to worry about everything. But I think it just somehow make you to focus on work more because you can skip all the steps. You have technology helping you, so convenient. Then you're just spending more hours in the office and you have less interaction with people. In a way, that's how I feel. And I feel like when I look at like my family, people just order everything online. We rarely go to like supermarket, do grocery shopping. I feel like growing up, doing kind of thing with my family is a really precious moment. And my cousin, they don't experience that anymore. They use a phone to order. Just grab parents' phone and order the stuff they want to order. It's just too convenient, too advanced that I somehow low-key don't like it. I'm like those people who are against AI. I'm not against AI, I'm just, you know what I mean. But like, yeah, somehow I feel like I don't really blend in, and I somehow prefer Hong Kong because people complain that, oh, it's so not convenient, like ordering delivery is so expensive.
Yeah.
But I'm really used to it actually.
Used to doing it offline.
Yeah, like I usually, even with HKTV Mall, Foodpanda Mall, I don't use it. I love like grocery shopping in person. Touching all the fruits, the colors. I love it.
I see what you're saying. But I still think that you still have the option though, right?
Yeah, that's true. But also the
Yeah.
other thing is I just think like Hong Kong is really convenient. That everything
Hong Kong is,
is
yeah.
so compressed into a really small space that even if you travel from a place to another, from a friend's
Yes.
like home to another, it's within 40 minutes max. If you're in Shenzhen, you drive all the way from Nanshan to Futian, it's like
It's pretty
there's-
good.
20 minutes, that's
Okay, even
totally
further.
fine. I know where
You
you're
know what I mean?
Yeah, I know where
It's
you're
not gonna
saying.
be very far, but like Hong Kong, I don't think it's gonna take that long.
Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of disagree with that. I find the convenience in places like Shenzhen just unbeatable. Even for places like physically, of course,
Yeah.
Shenzhen is much bigger than Hong Kong. Hong Kong, a lot of people don't realize Hong Kong is such a small place, right? That the island is super small. And then even Kowloon and everything, if you just kind of superimpose that Hong Kong map onto Shenzhen, you realize actually Hong Kong is not that big, right? But in China, I feel like, because relatively things are cheaper, right? If
Yeah.
you get like a ride in China, it's so much cheaper, and if you get like a delivery for food, it's so much cheaper. That kind of opens up my world a little bit more.
Right.
Give you an example. I was talking about food, right? Just now, it's like Hong Kong. If you want to get a delivery just for yourself, if you're feeling lazy, you want to just get something that's out of your walking distance, food. Hong Kong delivery, they charge $30 just for the delivery fee,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous.
Do they take out trash for you?
They take out what?
Your trash is like
No, they don't
Why
do.
would no?
They don't do anything, right? So
They
it's just
take
the-
out in mainland. They take out trash.
Exactly.
Really?
No, I don't know about that. But I'm just saying, in mainland, the whole meal is under $30 and you get a really good
Yeah.
variety. And you can order something that's so far away from you. And I just feel like, in that case, I feel mainland is much more convenient that way.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. It's definitely more convenient.
Yeah.
But just somehow I don't like how the conveniency is like, how to say this? Like the conveniency is make people less closer.
You have a choice though.
You do have to. It's not my choice. I agree. I 100% agree. It's convenient. It's cheaper and make your life easier. 100% true. But it's just not the way I like it.
Yeah, I just feel like sometimes Hong Kong is too it's too fixed already, and then you lose the opportunity to move up. That's my feeling. Because you mentioned like the old money, people like rich like 100 years ago. There was people still rich, and then like what is your opportunity? Because everything so in order already. There's no room for gray area or making money and shit like that. That's my feel.
Possible.
Yeah.
But don't you feel it's the same in mainland as well?
It's slowing down,
Yeah.
but I think
It's not like the 90s or early 2000s now, right?
Yeah, because I feel like back then, everyone in mainland, when I first started working sales, you see all the funny news. Like, many A around, B around, C around, everyone's an entrepreneur.
Projects. You can share
That's
everything.
when I
yes.
feel like, there's so many opportunity, like, on
Now
the
you're the
ground.
singers now, right?
But now I feel like the vibe is definitely different.
Yeah. Like globally, I think it's just
Yeah.
going really down.
Hong Kong has been like this forever though.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. How are we doing in time?
I think we'll be like
An hour. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I think we have more than enough random
Yeah,
topics
I
to
wrap this
So
up.
wait, I have a question. So what's the name of our podcast?
Well, I want to name it. Well, I said it before.
I don't know.
Can you repeat?
I got invited to a podcast I don't even know the name of.
I want to name it the Chinese podcast.
The Chinese podcast.
The Chinese podcast.
Yeah. Well,
Why
okay.
is
Maybe
that?
one. Yeah, exact. Thank you for asking. Okay. Like think about like we kind of talked about it before, right? About if you really like to look outside of China. Is there like an international voice for the Chinese people?
Right.
I
The
see what you mean.
mainlanders.
Yeah, who is there up there like,
Right.
supporting the communists or some shit like that?
Now I feel like we cannot put this on podcast.
Now, see, now
Spotify,
that changed everything.
Apple.
That changed everything. Some dude was probably really enjoying. Oh, these guys make sense. They really changed my view on Chinese people. Oh, support communists. Oh, then it's like exactly what I imagined.
No, recently there is was that like a bunch of people was like protesting for the communist people in the States. You know that, right?
No idea.
They form a party and be like communists. Like it's not just me.
Anyways, I do, but I do feel what you said was quite valid.
Can you
it's
name
very
something?
valid. No, what you said is like the people who are kind of brought up in China, but also have that foreign experience or that language skill to really express what we think.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of those, right? You
Right.
you either see like people who are very kind of quote unquote whitewashed, right? Those are the kids who actually grew up abroad. They probably don't know China as much as the banana people, exactly. Yellow on the outside, white on the inside, right? That's the kind of derogative word that we use, right? Those are the people who I actually culturally don't think the Chinese enough to understand the whole Chinese society, right? Or it's either people who spending their whole life in China, and then they probably know China a lot, but they probably don't have the language skill or like say the platform to actually express what they think. So I guess people like us is something that we can try to voice what we think a little bit more.
I agree with you.
Right.
The Chinese podcast is what you're watching right now. Do you want to do a wrap up for this podcast?
I think you're the professional. You can wrap it up for us.
So thank you for watching the first episode of the Chinese podcast. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, 小宇宙, or wherever you have your podcast.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Oh, before we end, also a big shout out to our sponsor, NordVPN. If you guys can see our program on the platform that you're viewing right now, is because NordVPN actually sponsored us and made this possible.
Or maybe in the future you can only see us on those platforms.